Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Slot Speak. How are you doing? Hi. Oh, hi, Ironic Check. Nice to see you. Are you able to hear? So I do want to thank everybody for being here tonight with our guest Oklahoma Casino Reviews. So I'm like wondering, how are you doing, Oklahoma Casino Reviews?
I'm doing well, thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm curious, like as people come on in, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
A little bit about myself. Well, I actually live in Northwest Arkansas, gamble in Oklahoma, mostly Northeast Oklahoma. Married, have a wife who Ark Rock Chick in the Room is actually my wife. But we enjoy riding our Harley, gambling, live music. We just went and seen Puddle of Mud last night, so that was real awesome. So we those are the kind of things that we enjoy, and of course, like gambling.
That is so cool. I did not know that you like Harleys, and that you like rock music.
We like all music, and we like rock, but our tastes are extremely varied.
Yes, what kind of music do you like listening to?
Rock, country, even some light rap. We listen to just about anything. No opera. That's a little out there for us. But,
that is so cool.
There's Gamblers Unknown.
Hey, Gamblers Unknown. Hey, Randy. So I'm curious, like, yeah. So I did hear that you guys like to play the slots. I am wondering, like, what got you into playing slots in the first place?
So we moved from the southern part of Illinois here about 6 years ago. We had a casino, riverboat casino, about an hour south of where we were at in Southern Illinois. It was actually in Paducah, Kentucky, or actually Metropolis, Illinois, I guess. But anyhow, we'd go there a couple times a year. Didn't do real well. But when we moved here 6 years ago, our closest casino is 45 minutes away. So we started going to the casino, of course, watching the bands and stuff. And I started gambling, and we started exploring. We've got in our area within probably an hour and a half drive from where we're at. There's probably about 15 casinos, if not more.
That is so lucky.
Yeah, so the one we go closest to, where most of the entertainment's at, it's 45 minutes away. So it's convenient, not too convenient, but sometimes it is too convenient. So I guess it depends how you look at it.
Yeah, so it must be really nice being able to go to like any one of the 15 casinos. And kind of random, but I know for the riverboat casinos down in Chicago, a casino would have to be built over a body of water. So, by chance, do you know if the riverboat casino was an actual boat or a building built over water?
Yeah, actually, they changed the law. Initially, the Illinois riverboat casinos actually had to cruise. So you would go out on a cruise. If I remember, it was about 2 hours. Then they come back to dock for, I think, a half hour to load and unload. What really sucked is if you can still play while they're docked, and so you may run out of money like 10 minutes after the next cruise starts. So you're stuck there for an hour and a half. You go up on the top deck, look around. So then they changed the law where they could be in a body of water and be docked. And that saved them a lot because they didn't have to have a captain or whatever to do the boat, because they had to have one full time, which is expensive for them. Now they moved them on land, so now they don't have to be on a body of water. So things have changed a bunch over the years.
I was like wondering, because I remember that one casino that they actually built a lake, then they built the casino building on the lake.
They did that in up in St. Louis, Illinois side of St. Louis. Is the exact same thing. They build a lake, build it on it. Well, it's on the water. Here you go. And yeah, that's exactly right. So interesting how they get around the laws.
Yep, I'm not sure why that still cracks me up to this day.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah. So when you got on the riverboats, what year was this in?
Would have been a lot of years ago. I'm old. Probably in 2000, early 2000s. Back then, That's back when I had tokens, so you didn't have all the paper, so you had to carry buckets of dollar tokens around when you won. Most of your dollar machines were 2-bet. There was double moolah, haywire that would respin, kind of like the red screens do now. And I actually had a really good day one day, and actually had people help me carry buckets of coins to cash out. So things have changed a lot since then.
They really have. And what I find crazy is how long it used to take to spin to put money into the machine, and how long it used to take to go through money.
Yeah, oh yeah. You would either have your bucket of coins, or they'd be down at the bottom. You'd reach in, pull them up, reach in, pull them up. And realistically, now that they have paper, the casino comes out ahead, I think, because you can spend money faster. When you figure out the time it took to grab a couple of coins, plunk them in, hit the button, that process, So I think they kind of came out ahead going with electronics with all the paper and stuff, obviously.
They really did. And I'm curious, back then, I know this is kind of a random question, but did you find that the machines paid better on the riverboat than what they do today?
No, I don't think they pay any differently. I really don't. The ones on the riverboat, plus they get the spare change. You're right, Gamblers Unknown. The riverboat ones, I don't think they paid out any differently, but they are what I call, we still have at our close casino still what we call the old school machines, which are those kind of machines still. And they were completely a random number generator. They were actually class 3 machines that you would find in Las Vegas. So a little different than what the red screens are that I play mainly today. But we still have a few casinos with some of what I call the old school machines around.
So I'm curious, what's your favorite old school machine to play and why?
I've not seen one in a million years, but there was one called Double Moolah I really liked. I did well on it. And I like the haywire machine. The haywire machine, they had them quarter and dollar denominations. 2-bet, they may have been a 3-bet. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly. But it would randomly respin your win and go into what they call haywire mode. The wheels will spin backwards. And that was kind of one of my favorite ones. You think you have a better chance with the bonus, but you probably didn't. But it sure seemed like it.
Yes. Slot machines are really good at illusions.
Yep. 100%.
And I find it, and I do find looking at haywire machines really fun, because even though they will pay out the same amount of credits, it actually feels like you're getting way more credits because of how the machine that keeps it respinning and respinning and respinning, which I find so much fun.
Yep.
Then Gamblers Unknown.
Yep. He is talking about the Paradise Casino in East Peoria, Illinois. We were actually there about a year ago. My mom passed away, had to go up for a funeral, and we stopped there. And yeah, I didn't win anything. It was horrible. I'd been there a few times before. It's still an actual riverboat that's parked in the water, doesn't cruise, but still is there. Then the hotel's up on land. But yeah, Gamblers Unknown is correct. It was absolutely horrible. Truly was.
Oof. I do wonder if it actually set the payout percentages to lower than they legally should.
Well, the payout percentage is, it's kind of interesting because part of our subject tonight is red screens. So it's a little bit interesting because when you look at Vegas, and even you look at Illinois, they have to report to the state their payout percentages and whatnot. Okay. In Oklahoma, they're all tribal casinos. They're not required. You can't go find a tribal casino and find their payout percentages because they're not required to report it. So you'll never know. You can go on the web, and find a Vegas casino and find out what their percentages are and give you an idea of how decently they pay out, in my opinion. But tribal casinos, at least in Oklahoma, are not required to disclose that. So you have no idea what any given one pays out.
Oof, that does seem really rough. And I'm curious, what got you into playing red screen machines?
Well, of course, we have regular video type machines here. They're just fun, if you watch any of my videos on my channel, and you get a red screen and it respins, and there's one on my page for people who have not subscribed yet. It's a 9-line penny machine, that respun red 13 times for me. So it was a really good payout. Also, if you watch my last live stream from yesterday, some of them have bonuses. Lucky Duck machine, it will do a red screen and it'll come up on the line with no pay. And then up on the screen is what we call the duck pond. And you have ducks you pick. And it paid me $180 on that. So that's kind of fun too. Mr. Moneybags has got a vault one. Not all of them have it. Most of them are the older ones, and the casinos can program whether the machine has a bonus or not. Otherwise, it would just pay out on a red screen.
I didn't know that. So I did not know that the casino could decide if they wanted to have a bonus or not. I don't think I've ever seen a red screen bonus in person quite yet.
Yeah, well, they all have all the red screens have the red screen, but the extra bonus, the duck pond and stuff, those are in programming whether the casino wants to have that or not, from what I understand.
Yes, I not realized that the casino could program that in, and I do wonder if red screens are solver based or standalone.
They are they're a class 2 machine. They're bingo based. So what happens on one of those, and it's kind of interesting, is the fact that you're playing bingo. The numbers at the bottom are the same for the amount of banks that you're playing. The question is, nobody knows how many banks are on that. It could be the bank of machines of 8 machines you're in. It could be a bank of 50 machines, whatnot. You don't know that for sure. So those numbers all stay the same. And then with each button push, your card changes. Okay? So there's a lot of theories with red screens. If you push the button faster, the card changes faster, you have better odds. But they pay on patterns. And if you watch my videos, I will show the patterns I win on so people can see what they are. So it's a combination of it pays on the pattern and then how many balls have been called. So you could have a pattern with more balls been called and pays less. The same pattern with less balls called will pay more, if that makes sense. So it's kind of interesting in how they work exactly. Nobody really has a for sure, hey, this is the way they work. But we all have our own theories of different things. Like, I usually start with a $20 bill and I'll bet 3. When I get to 8, I'll bet 2. It just gives me an even number to finish out if I lose. But also, sometimes they'll start hitting on that 2 bet, and I'll continue playing it because that's what it's hitting on.
Yes. Yeah, I'm wondering. But I would love to hear all about your red screen theories. I do get really curious to hear what your about people's theories and conceptions.
Well, a lot of people think you keep dumping money into a machine, it's going to pay out. And that goes for red screens or any other. I don't believe that. You could dump $2,000 and it may not pay anything out, right? They all have a threshold where they're going to pay out, but it doesn't mean you're going to put enough money to do that. But sometimes some of the machines, and I've not seen many of them, you can actually change the card that's up there by tapping the machine or the card, and it'll change to a different card. People think that is. I'll watch people when you're sitting there in the machine where you're waiting to play, where the numbers are at the bottom, they will continually come out, even if you're not hitting it. Some people wait till that gets all the way and it stops, and they hit the button. So there's a lot of different things. People think, hey, this is a winning situation. What I look for is a fuller bingo card. When the bingo card comes up, if it's filled in more yellow, to me, that's a better chance. If a machine's got a lot of more solid cards, I'll keep playing it. To me, that's a machine that's potentially going to win. There has been times where a card comes up that looks horrible and it pays me good. So Kaz, pre-done, you mean as far as pre-programmed, you mean of what they're going to pay? If that's your question, they all, they have to be regulated, otherwise the casinos will lose all their money. So they're only going to pay a certain amount out based on how much money's been put into them. My theory has always been that slot machines are about sitting down at the right machine at the right time. Okay? That's why I like a smaller casino. So High Winds Casino only has 450 or 475 machines. The casino that we have closer to us has about 1,500. When there's less machines, in my opinion, there's a better chance of sitting down at the right machine at the right time. Doesn't always work for everybody. That's just my theory. Gamblers Unknown asked, does the bingo card change with bet side? And yes, it does. My wife and I were just discussing that a little bit ago, because she's like, well, if I'm playing and the cards look good on a 2-bet, I'm going to go to a 3-bet. That's not always true, because it's going to be with denomination. So that was a very good question there, Gamblers Unknown.
Yeah, so I did hear like here that the casino with less machines pays more. If you don't mind me asking, how did you come up with that theory?
As far as the odds, you mean?
Yes.
Just my own dumb luck. You're going to ask, Gamblers Unknown who's gambled for quite a while. Ask anybody who's ever gambled how they know when a machine's going to pay out, right? Now, if we're playing one of the link machines like a dragon link, and the major's at $1,000, well, we're going to hope that's pretty close to getting to pay out, because that's maxed out, right? Doesn't mean that. I've seen them sit there for a week or better. So that doesn't mean that either. My whole feeling is just it's sitting down at the right machine at the right time, and that's just all there is to it. And if somebody has a better theory than me, I'm welcome to listen.
All right. So I'm curious, why do you think that? I'm curious, why do you think that a casino with less machines, especially if the red screens, does better than a larger casino with more red screen machines?
I've won good money. We went to Choctaw and Durant, which I think you've been there, and it's even bigger now. That place is ginormous. Okay, it's only about a 4-hour drive for us. We went down there on our anniversary one weekend. I did great. I hit 3 or 4 jackpots. So, it took me a while to hit them. So I guess that may debunk a little bit of my theory. But I think over the long term, if I went to that casino over the long term, I would actually do worse. I did. I won't disclose what, but at High Winds, I got my win-loss statement for this year, and I was actually in the positive there. So it wasn't a lot, but it was positive. And I would challenge a gambler to show me their win-loss statement where they're actually positive, because I don't think it happens often. I'm in a group where a lot of people post theirs, and they're down $9,000, $10,000, $12,000 in a year's period of time. So that, I guess, maybe makes my theory a little more or less debunked. Or it's just luck.
Be right back. I'm refreshing. My speaker's acting weird. I'll be right back.
All right, I'll be here. I'll keep everybody company. So let's see. Who else we got? Arc and Rock Chick, Slot Sister, Gamblers Unknown. Who else we got in here? I guess I'm the host now, so I'll just take the show over. Well, here she comes. I think she may be back. Oh, there you are.
All right, and we are back.
Is it working better? I told them I took over your channel.
It is. So I'm wondering, what got you? I'm curious, what got you into gambling?
The lure of easy money. Why else does anybody gamble, right? You want to take money, you want to turn it into more. That's why everybody gambles. Why else would we? I used to play. Some blackjack. Not a lot, but we lived in Illinois and Missouri and Cape Girardeau. There was a place, and we played some blackjack there. But I'm in a management position now at my day job during work, and I want what I call mindless fun. Mm-hmm. So I just want to go hit a button and, gee, hope I win. Blackjack, poker, like that, those are strategy games where you got to be on top of things, thinking all the time. With a slot machine, you just got to think you're on the right machine and, go for it. So
I like the idea of just being able to sit down and just push the button without having to think for another second. Yeah,
exactly. That's why I tell people I prefer the mindless fun. I don't want to have to think when I go to the casino. I just want to go, push the button, win money, and leave. That's what everybody does, right?
Yep. I am the same way when I'm at home. I just veg out, play my slot machine, just keep pushing that button, and then magically win something. But most
There you go.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
lose it all.
Yeah, there's nothing to gambling. It's just awesome.
Yes.
So you've played some red screens, right? And Durant and stuff.
That was my very first time playing the red screens. I was supposed to introduce the red screens with Jackpot Joe.
Yeah. So what's your opinion of them being a former outsider of red screens?
Yes.
Do you like them?
So far, I do have like some mixed feelings towards them, and when I first started playing, I was very hesitant because the bets were way higher than I'm used to.
They can be.
Yeah, and I did have a really good time when I started playing Neptune's Gold at 1 a.m. That machine, it kept rebouncing and spinning and spinning and spinning, and that was my very first winning group home, where we got over $300, which was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, Neptune's Gold is it's still a red screen. It's kind of in a class of its own, I guess you would say. I play them on occasion. Okay, most people, it seems like, who play Neptune's Gold, that's all they ever play. It's almost like a cult following. There's a casino over in Tulsa, Oklahoma, about 2 hours from us, Osage Casino. They actually have a Neptune's Gold room.
Whoa.
It's a room with nothing but Neptune Gold machines in it. Yeah. So they have kind of a cult following, is what I call it. So there are a lot of different variations of the red screens. You got the standard single lines, which are the Lucky Duckies, the Mr. Moneybags, the Red Ruby, things such as that. The thing to know on them, even though you've got the slot symbols, okay. So for instance, Lucky Ducky, when you have a Lucky Ducky, a symbol, and a Lucky Ducky on the line, it pays 4 times. On Moneybags, Ruby, and there's a couple others I'm drawing a blank on at the moment. If you get 2 of those symbols in something, it pays 6 times. Okay. The important thing to remember is what you see on the pay line does not matter. In my last couple of lives, I've pointed it out more than I have before because I've talked about it on different shows. So, for instance, single bar on a dollar bet pays $30. Okay, that's what it shows with the back glass. But I hit one the other day that paid $37. It paid $37 because that's what the bingo card paid, not what the real pays. So you will run that occasionally. It won't be less. It will generally be more. Yes, my wife said wild bill, a crazy bill actually. Crazy bill's another one. If you get a symbol of his, a symbol and him again, it pays 6 times what that amount is. But you're still paying off the bingo card. So again, they're visual effects.
It's like visual bingo.
It truly is. The casino is close to us. Of course, we weren't here then. From what I'm told, before it was built, it was actually a bingo hall. They basically had 2 trailers they put together, and it was a bingo hall before they built the casino. So yeah. The other thing is, now we still have class 3 machines, so don't get wrong on that. We've got all the locket links and all that, so we still have those. Oddly enough, and Choctaw and Pecola has these, if I remember correctly. Dancing Drums is typically a class 3 machine, but they have got 2 different kinds.
Yes.
They've got a Dancing Drums that's regular, and the one that has a bingo card down the console. So it's a class 2. So that's kind of crazy. Hey, JJ, how you doing?
Hey. Also, hey, Super Scroll. Hey, Scott Sisto. Hey, Scott Wilson. Hey, James. I not realize that they had a class 2 Dancing Drums, which I find so neat.
Yeah, it's different. And then there's some of them like that, so you just got to pay attention. Is there a bingo card? Some of them's on that machine, and some of them it's very small down at the bottom, things like that. So that's kind of a different situation. I don't see many Dancing Drums that are class 2. Most of them are class 3, but they are apparently out there.
Yes.
The other thing, as I understand it, is class 2 machines, which are the red screens, are taxed as bingo for the casinos. so they're actually taxed less than a Class 3 machine. So because you really are playing bingo, you're really not playing slots, even though we like to think we are, and we have the fun of playing slots. You're really in a giant bingo hall when you're playing those, essentially.
Yep.
Well, you don't get to yell bingo; you just yell when you hit a jackpot.
Yes. And what I find really cool about that is that in these machines, is that you can actually what I find crazy. I remember hearing the story that somebody was playing a Class 2 file link machine and got like the exact same bonus 4 times in one night.
Yeah. Yep. That'll exactly happen. So it's you'll find a lot of the pays are very similar. If you're playing, of course, the jackpots are different. On a money bags, it's $1,200 jackpot, hit 3 symbols. On a Real Fever or Lucky Ducky, it's 10,000. But I find on say the Real Fever and the Lucky Ducky that are 10,000 pays, a 240 hit's very common, where you hit the 3 bars with the symbols. I hit those quite a bit. On my last live stream, I was playing a Lucky Ducky, hit a red screen, I think for $12. It came up with a non-paying line, took me to the duck pond, and like I said, hit for I think $180. I think so.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's always kind of fun too.
Yes, and what I find interesting is that the real spin, and sometimes like what you just said, that if the machine does not hit anything, then all of a sudden like it gives you like a bonus.
Yep.
And I'm curious.
Ruby, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry to interrupt, but I'm curious. Is there like a Class 2 Huff and Puff?
Not that I've ever seen. All the Huff and Puffs that I don't think so. I don't think I've ever seen a Class 2 Huff and Puff. In fact, the bank of machines I played for the Mega Chasers Marathon the Huff and Puff was there. It was a bank of 6 machines. And by the way, Gamers Unknown, that thing jackpotted this last weekend, so I missed it by a weekend apparently.
Oh.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
1 second, I'm refreshing again.
Okay, no problem. I'll just take your channel over again. So, who else we got in here? JJ came in. Oh, Mixed Stangs, how are you doing? I've never done real well on Huff and Puff. I like the machine, but I've just never done overly well on that. I don't know why. So, all right.
All right,
and you're back.
I shall be back.
All right. Where were we at?
We were talking about Ruby.
Hey there, Randy. How are you? I'm sorry, Randy said hi to me. I had to say hi back.
It's okay.
Yeah. So we're talking about what? I'm sorry.
We were talking about Ruby.
The bonuses. Yeah, the bonuses. So the ones I'm thinking off the top of my head, Lucky Duck will take you to the duck pond. And if I forget this, somebody remind me. Red Ruby has a diamond drop where you have a bag you move back and forth to catch 1 of 3 diamonds. The money bags has got a vault where kind of similar to the bonus in Neptune's Gold, where you move along and pick and whatnot. Where you do that, they got one of those. Like I said, a lot of them, some of the newer ones don't have that. The back glass design will be a little bit different in the video, and you can kind of tell the duck looks a little newer, I guess. But as I understand it, it's up to the casino which ones and how many have that. It's going to pay the same. It doesn't matter whether you get it via a bonus picking something or whether it just spins a red screen and pays you that. So you're going to end up the same either way.
Yes, and the last time I did go to Choctaw, I did see a bunch of newer red screens. What are your thoughts on the newer red screens that they're making?
It's interesting because there's some red screens even in Tulsa that we don't have here. Okay, but kind of the interesting part, because actually when I lived in Illinois, I sold industrial maintenance chemicals for a while, and I dealt with a riverboat, and I got to talk to the slot techs, and a majority of if you're looking at a machine with a payout of $2,500 jackpot, The only difference in those machines is the symbols. Every machine that has a $2,500 jackpot is the same machine. Okay? There are some that have a $4,000 jackpot. They're the same. Different symbols, different backlash, things such as that. But there are some different ones. There's I got to remember it. There's a newer one out, Sapphire, and then it's red and green and red. Honey, help me out if you remember that one. But it's got a nudger guy that comes out and hits a reel down. So it's kind of cool. You won't be on a Winn, and he'll come running out and with a little hammer and hit it. Newton the Nudger, that's what it's called, and that's kind of neat. So again, it's going to pay what it's going to pay because it's paying off the bingo card. It's just one of those added things to get you to like the machine. Hey, maybe the little guy will come out and I'll win, things like that. So those are kind of interesting too. Oh, I lost you.
That's a
very
strong point because there's like this conception that the newer machines, they don't pay out quite as well because manufacturers keep putting more and more gimmicks and more gadgets and like more and more gimmicks to make pay like on high volatility pay lines. But in reality, when I think about it for bingo, the new machines they just come out on they're just like all this data lists to look really fancy. But in reality, from like what I'm hearing, they like pay the same. And also thank you, Shannon, for the $3 super sticker. Woo!
I don't know if it's still true, but do you know what denomination the casinos make the most money on?
What?
Penny.
Why
penny machines? Well, some of these penny machines you're betting $8 or $10 a roll, and people don't think of it that way. But it used to be that way. So, and I'm sure it's probably still the same. If you look at most of your, because all the link machines are actually penny machines, even though you pay a 5 cent, 10 cent, whatever denomination, it's still a penny machine. So, but yeah, last I knew that was what they mowed the most on because people don't. It's just weird. They bet $2 on a penny machine versus 2 single coins on a dollar machine, and they think they're spending more money. They just don't. Caveman Keno. I've never played Keno much, and I don't know if I'm smart enough to play it. So, yeah, gamblers know you're right. They're probably the most played too. If you go to a casino, you probably see more penny denomination machines than you do anything else in there. I agree 100% with that.
Yes, and what I find it interesting is the fact that the Lightning Link, that all the Lightning Link and Dragon Link games are actually penny machines. Even though you can bet like different denominations, it still counts as pennies.
Yeah, and I find it interesting. Gamblers Unknown plays a lot of the Lightning Links and the Dragon Links and stuff. And I find it interesting different places. For instance, High Winds Casino, you can hit a $12,000, $13,000 jackpot on a 50-cent bet. I've seen it happen many times. Other places, you got to bet $2.50. You got to bet $5, whatever the case, to get the jackpots to hit. Jackpot Joe, you watch him, he's betting $10, $25. He had some good jackpots, but you're also spending a lot too.
Yes. And it's like, and I kind of think this is my biggest thing is, I kind of think that this can be the biggest misconception is when you see somebody like winning jackpots constantly, you think that they're doing that they're just really that they are really lucky, that they can be really lucky, but in reality, they're betting like the higher amounts which like triggers the jackpots. I'm starting to realize that.
Yeah, and the other thing is, and there's nothing wrong with this, but a lot of channels only upload wins. Okay. I upload some of my wins, but I really prefer live streaming. I like the interaction with the people who are watching me. I like to interact with them, and I go in and I lose. I go in and I win. My live stream on Saturday, I think I was up a couple hundred when I was done, which was great. I was up even more after that. But yeah, when you look at somewhere where they're only uploading wins, it gives you a false hope that, hey, I'm going to walk in there, I'm going to play some machine, I'm going to win. And, that's why I call it gambling. If it was easy, they'd call it winning.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and my biggest thought, I do know that it's like everybody has their own channel, and I do respect like everybody's decisions. Also, before I forget, I want to say hi to Winn Slots and Gary the Gambler. Nice to see you, and JJ. that can be definitely a really big danger. It's like somebody unknown, like very new to YouTube. They could go take they could search up slot machines, and they can like see like everybody's winning, and it can just and that's my biggest concern is it could lead to something dangerous.
Sure, it absolutely could. When we walk into a casino, Gambler's Unknown comments on this quite a bit. He hates the ringing of the bells in our Oklahoma casinos. And we keep trying to tell him that when you walk into a casino, the bells are ringing everywhere. That's good news for us because they're paying out, right? But it's kind of funny. You spend an evening in a casino and go up to your hotel room and you hear ringing in your hair still. So Cass, if I started to play, I'd have to move to the USA. Yes, that's true. You should always put it your wins and losses. I agree, Oklahoma. Well, thank you. I actually ran into some people this week during my live who watched my channel, and one thing they told me about it was they enjoyed the live streams and enjoyed seeing me lose, which isn't not that they want to see me lose, but they feel better because they went and lost, right? If I did nothing but win when I win, or no one, they think it was rigged. Okay, so it's luck of the draw. It's just how gambling is.
Definitely is, and I do have to agree that I do enjoy live streaming my gambling.
Yeah, I really enjoy the interaction with the people watching. I really do. I find myself, I'll go back and watch recorded stuff and whatever, but I really enjoy. If I'm at home and somebody's live streaming and I can, even if I'm watching, I enjoy that myself rather than just watching a video. Premieres are fine and whatnot, but I like to interact with the people in the chat room. That's one of the ways I've grown my channel is the interaction with other people. And that's when you asked how I got to know Slot Sista and those guys, it was all through interaction through that. And of course, my interview on Rhino Man Slots helped a lot, So yeah, it's just networking.
Definitely is. And also thank you, Mick Stangs.
Hey, Mick, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, what I find, and that's actually one of my favorite things about live streaming is being able to see everybody and just get to talk to everybody and get to know people. And live streaming is actually one of my biggest social outlets to this day.
Yeah, if you watch the Megathon. You'll notice because I have a very supportive casino. I think, and Gamblers Unknown can correct me if I'm wrong, I had the only cheering section of anybody, I believe, and that was actually people coming on their own. Who meshes the gal who does the channel? She meshed me. Goes, what time are you going to be here? Because people are wanting to know because they want to come in and watch you. So if I didn't do live streams, that would have never happened. And after the live stream. I talked to several people for a half hour or so afterwards, just talk gambling, life, whatever, and I very, very much enjoyed that. It was really nice.
That is so special, and it's so cool that everybody did ask when you were going live.
Yeah, that was really cool. I really enjoyed that.
Gamblers Unknown says, I don't mind when somebody only uploads wins. Because 99% of people are not going to keep watching losses.
Well, that's true, but if they don't know what's going to happen, when you're uploading a 5-minute video that's a jackpot, they know you're going to hit jackpot, right? During a live stream, they don't have any idea, and I don't have any idea. I may hit jackpot, you may not. So you just don't know. It's not something you can see.
Definitely, and Cass says, I support the community and I do prefer live streams.
Sure, and it's everybody has their own opinion. That's what makes the world go round. My channel's probably grown a little slower because I do a lot of live streams, but I also have 8,000 watch hours with 780 subscribers. So I'm kind of backwards. I know a lot of people have got to 1,000 subscribers and they were hurting on their watch hours. So everybody has their own thing. Everybody has their own magic potion, what they like. And there's people out there who like each different niche, whether it's the wins, whatever. Everybody is out there can do their own thing, and they're gonna find people who like that. So it doesn't really matter.
Definitely, and now it makes this place so neat. is that you can like is that just something for everybody? And I was kind of a silly question, but when you're live streaming, do the machines get camera shy for you?
Sometimes I think they do. I think, and anybody else here chime in if you will. I think we're kind of creatures of habit. I'll find myself playing the same machines sometimes, and maybe because it paid out before, or maybe I'm like, well, it's going to pay out now, right? But again, there's just no way to call it. I've got a video up during a live stream that I hit a $946 major on a 50-cent bet on a link game, and I did a quick stop on it. No rhyme or reason. Would it have hit then if I didn't quick stop? I don't know. It worked for me. I've got another one during a live stream. I know JJ just recently hit a jackpot on a 9-liner. So, we don't know what's going to happen. Yesterday was good. Okay, I think I was up a couple $100. I usually budget about $200 for a live stream in general. There's times that I lose it all. Didn't really win anything. So, people understand that you don't always win. And several of the people who I talked to during the major chasers, I couldn't hit one. The machine was just tearing me up. I even switched machines. But it's gambling. It's just kind of what it is. If somebody knew the secret of how to win on these things, then we'd have a lot more millionaires.
Yep. And I remember at the Cosmopolitan, like when I was playing Dragon Link, and during one of my live streams, I got absolutely torn up.
Yep, 100%. One other thing I want to ask you about when you were in Durant, did you play any of the Super Hit Jackpots machine, or did you see those?
I'm not seeing any of the Super Hit Jackpot machines.
Yeah, so Oklahoma's got Super Hits Jackpot machines. I'm not sure if a casino in Oklahoma doesn't at least have some. Durant has a lot more. They've got pockets of them. Different casinos at different amounts. But basically, it's your regular 3-wheel 3-bet machine. But there's a gold duck symbol, and if you line up 3 gold duck symbols, you hit the jackpot, which is a cumulative jackpot in the state. Right now, if I remember right, it was 450 some thousand when I was there Saturday. It has got up to $1.2 million or $1.3 million before it hit before. So you just don't know when it's going to hit. Nobody knows the secret sauce on that. What the bingo card pattern is, what is it triggers that. But a percentage of each machine played goes to that pot that's throughout Oklahoma. So next time you're down, look for the super hits. You're playing normal bingo, but you do that chance of hitting that big jackpot, which everybody dreams of.
I will. And hey, Sky, you want to go outside? Let's go potty. Hey, Sky, let's go potty.
Simon got a last minute dog sitting gig.
Yep. Hey, let's go potty. All right, dog's not going, but can escape. So I definitely look for definitely look for that Lucky Ducky machine. Not that Lucky Ducky, but that jackpot machine. Hey, do you want to go outside? There you go. Good boy. And also in Durant, I'll shoot down also that train of thought.
So I also like the 5-reel quarter machines at quarter and 50 cents. They have them in both, which are the Ruby 2, money bags, minimum bet of $1.25, maximum of $6.25. That's one of them I actually hit when I was in Durant. I jackpotted it for $1,250 and then took about another $800 out of it. So, but I like those. But you got to bet a good amount of money. Again, it's going to depend on what your limits are for spending. Everybody's got different limits.
Yes. So next time, when I go in April, I am definitely going to be doing that for the group poll machine. See if we can get that jackpot.
There you go. I have a question for everybody in the room.
Yes.
Because I've not. How many of group polls have you seen come out a winner?
Hey, come on in.
Not just get money back, but come out ahead. I am yet to see a group. But the group polls are fun. Don't get me wrong. I am yet to see a group poll that actually won more money than what was invested. I've seen them get. In fact, I Jackpot Joe, I bought into one of his through PayPal, and I gave him $100. I got $72 back, so I was happy with that. That was fine, right? But it's just funny how 5K grenade. Simon's awesome, totally awesome.
Thank you.
So I might, because you're going to see Joe, right? When Joe's done in Durant.
Yes, I am. I'm going to Choctaw.
I might be there. I don't know yet. So we've talked about going there. It's only about 4 hours. So I might be there part of that weekend. I'm not totally positive yet.
I really hope that you get to go. And 1 second, gotta do the dog again. Hey, let's go potty.
You won 5K. You won $9,000.
Wow.
Or was that 9,000 rubles? Which was it?
So I'm curious about the group. So I'm curious, oh shoot, but I'm curious, what were you saying about coming out ahead on a group poll?
I've not seen many 5 cases. He won 9,000, which I'd like to see that, but I've just not seen many group polls. Oh, it is dollars, not rubles. That's great. Come out ahead. I've seen them break even, get a little money back.
Hey,
but doing a group poll on $100 machine, I've never seen somebody hit $100,000 or something.
That is so cool.
5K. You gamble in person or just through group polls? I'm just curious. Because you got good luck.
Yes, I do. Next time we do a group poll, 5K's got to be there, giving us all the good luck.
That's right, 100%.
Yes, and Winn says, yeah, Felty's had a few winning group polls.
That's awesome. I've just never seen it. That's why I was just curious.
I do think that winning group polls, in my opinion, are far and few between, and because there's so many group polls going on, that's really hard to tell if you're gonna be in a winning group poll.
Well, and group polls are run differently. Okay, so I've seen some group polls. They put the money in and they go till it's gone. They keep the jackpots. Other ones will take the money, the denomination of the bet, and they'll figure out how many bets they can make with the amount they have, and then they stop, and then what's left over is a winner. So I think how it's ran makes a big difference too.
It definitely does.
But I've never seen a group poll on a Locket link or a Dragon link. Unknown Gambler, are you still in here? Do they do group polls on those? Because I've just never seen one. I think it'd be kind of cool.
It would definitely be, and I do find for group polls that is just my personal opinion, but I find that the most successful group polls are when you everybody you put your money in, and then you either go for 20 minutes, and then the moment and you go for 20 minutes, and at 20 minutes, if you don't win anything, you stop and cash out. Then if you happen be winning consistently and be able to hold your money, and be able to hold your money, then you go to hey Sky, what do you want? You want to go outside?
I think some of them too should change machines sometimes. Some of them just keep betting on a machine that just isn't winning, and we all know how you get on a machine that won't win, So, but they're a lot of fun. They're fun to watch. So, the biggest thing is or challenge is kudos to those people who host them, because if you hit a jackpot, they're responsible for the taxes. Now they make taxes out of the winnings, but whoever's cards in the machine and hits the button, that's just got to pay the taxes on jackpot. So anyhow, and you know how easy it is to get that money held out, and then you go spend it because you need more money to go gamble. It happens that way sometimes.
Oof. And I find, and Todd is asking, overall, what's your favorite denomination on VGT, Lightning Link, Buffalo, etc.?
My favorite denomination on VGT, Lightning Link, Buffalo. It really kind of depends. Of course, the lightning links, are the pennies, and so are most of the buffaloes. I'm a lower better. I'll bet a lot of times on lightning links. I'll go to a 5 or a 10 cent denomination because the mini and the minor pay you out more. So I just uploaded. I think I haven't uploaded it yet. I've got a video from the weekend that I was betting a nickel on one, and I got the minor bonus on a $1.25 bet and paid me like $70. So to some people, that's not much money. To a lot of people, that's a fabulous win. It just depends on your denomination, As far as the VGT red screens, I play a lot of dollars. I do play some $2 machines, which is a max bet of $6. After my live stream, I put some free play in a $5 machine, won a few hundred on it, and then went to some different $2 machines and ended up cashing out for $400. So I was actually $200 up for my entire trip yesterday. So that was kind of nice.
Nice. Yeah, it's crazy what tiny old bets can do.
Yeah, and I believe that machines will pay on different denominations. Now I have no proof of that. Just like a dollar red screen machine, I'll walk to casinos sometimes and watch and see what people have on machines and what they're betting. Because there's times when a $2 bet's the only thing that'll win. Other times a $3 bet's what's going to win. So, it just depends on what's on at that point. But the other thing is, and this is with the whole paper thing, is this a little different. I don't do it. My wife takes a ticket and runs around the machines in and out, okay? Which is fine. But if you see somebody on a machine with $500 on it, did they put a ticket in that was $500 or did they win $500? So you also don't know on that. When it was the old coin machines, plunk, 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 if anything was on there, it would have been showing. So that also makes it a little different.
It really does. And yeah, I'm curious, and going back to group polls, I do find that for me when I'm doing the group poll, the moment I either double the money, the moment I can double the money gets either doubled or runs all the time, we somehow get if we start winning, that's when I cash out and run.
Yeah. The other trick, you're asking about tricks on red screens.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a trick. It works for me. My wife and I do it. We call cycling the ticket. So as far as I know, a red screen and other slot machines made its way, they're session based, because I've seen some reports that slot techs have pulled before, right? So when you win a couple $100 and you pull that ticket out and put the ticket back in, you're a new player that starts a new session. And we've had times where we hit really well after that. It doesn't mean that'll work for everybody, but we'll do what we call recycle the ticket, and it seems to work well for us.
That's a really interesting idea to try. It's just try cycling the ticket to see if you're and also maybe to add something is maybe change the denomination as you put the ticket back in.
Yep, changing the denomination a lot of times will help. If it's not hitting on a 3-bet, go to a 2. I've actually seen really crazy on a crazy bill that's the 6 times. I watched a lady several different times on a $1 bet hit crazy bill 7, crazy bill for $480 on a $1 bet. That's a very good payback, in my opinion, when you look at risk and reward.
Yes, it really is. And also 5K going out to Simon won $71 on a $20 group poll. I saw her do it in Vegas.
So you put $20 in and won $71?
Yes, we each of us put $20 in, and then we won $71.
You gotta like that.
Yes, it does take a lot of luck.
Well, if again, they'd call it winning if it was easy, right?
Yes. So does anybody? I do know that we're coming up to the top of the hour, and the Oklahoma slot does have another live stream to go to right after this. Does anybody have any last minute questions? And also, hi Basti. Any questions or anything that you wish that we talked about?
Surely 5K's got a question.
Yes, we shall wait for a 5K question. I do in about a 5K super chat machine.
Yeah, so I don't know if you have the link to the next one or not with Slot System. It's on the Level Up channels where I'm going next. Actually, Rhino Man Slots and Gamblers Unknown, who was just in here, is going to be there. My favorite vape, this is a vanilla type flavor. I like something sweet. I quit smoking. My anniversary was last week or so. I quit smoking 9 years ago. I still vape, very little nicotine. Probably not good for me, but it's got to be better than smoking. So, and you can also vape places you're not supposed to, but I won't. It's my vice. I gotta have a vice.
Yeah, I'm not vaped before, and also I'm really happy that you did manage to quit smoking. It is a really difficult habit to break.
It is. It's almost as bad as trying to break the habit of gambling. Maybe worse.
And also, hey, ChrisAndLu Slots.
Hey, ChrisAndLu, how are you?
Also, thank you, 5K Grenade. I'll check my PayPal right after this. Let me check my PayPal. Thank you so much. Woo!
Oh, 5K is a lot of fun.
Yes. I can't wait to meet that dude.
So we'll be heading over to the Level Up group with Slot Sister here in a little bit. And those of you with channels will probably find it interesting. We're going to broach some topics that nobody really knows the answers for sure, but we assume we do. Kind of like gambling, you know. You think you know what one's going to pay out, but you really don't. It's a hunch or it looks good. So, and I catch myself doing a lot. I'll see something with a higher jackpot, and I'm like, oh, that's going to pay, and I lose my money. I'm like, well, that was stupid, but I think we've all been there doing that.
Yes.
So, anybody ever has any questions about red screens, reach out to me. You can find me on my page. I've got a page on Facebook, Oklahoma Casino Reviews. I also have a recently opened group that is Oklahoma VGT Red Screen Slots you can join. It's growing fast. I've only had about a month, and I've got almost 600 people in there. People posting wins, asking questions, things like that. So,
I definitely gotta check out that page. And also, before I forget, from like what you said today, YouTube is like another slot machine. So let's go on over to Slot Sister to Level Up stream by Slot Sister to figure out how do we work the YouTube slot machine.
Hey, and maybe I'll see you in April. We'll see. I'll message you and let you know if I'm gonna make it or not.
Sounds good.
All right.
Todd is asking, is there a link to the next chat?
I sent you?
Oh yes.
I sent you a link in Messenger, I think.
Oh yes, I did. I did link the chat. I did link the chat to the pinned comment.
There it is, right there.
And also, high 5K. And also, high 5K. I don't play Pegasus again. Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Thanks, Cass. Thanks for coming in. I think we're done.
All right. I do want to thank everybody for being here today. We're heading over to Slot Sister's channel right now. Not Slot Sister, but to Level Up. So see you, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.